Hello, you're watching TelecomTV. My name is Martin Warwick. We're here in San Francisco in California in the US at the Data Plane Development Kit event 2014 DPDK, and I'm talking with Brian Benson, who is a software engineer at Amazon Web Services. Brian, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
DPDK, pretty much like SDN before it and NFV after that, sort of sprung fully formed from out of nowhere. One day you've never heard of it, and the next day it's everywhere. What is DPDK?
So DPDK is a set of libraries and drivers that accelerate the processing of packets for high throughput applications. So typically Linux has had bottlenecks around high speed packet processing. Many of the optimizations of it have reached up to about 6 million packets per second. And for many applications, that's not acceptable. We need to reach, with faster network cards, 10 gig line cards, we need more than 6 million packets per second. So DPDK provides many frameworks surrounding low cache miss, memory accesses, and many optimized libraries so that we can fully reach line rate at and actually do useful work on these packets coming through.
As I understand it, this relates generally to small packet traffic rather than large packet traffic. What's the difference and why is it important now? Is there a lot more small packet traffic going across networks?
I can't speak much on the whether it's grown or whatnot, but the millions of packets per second we're processing currently with the 10 gig network cards is much more. So the bottleneck of 6 million that I mentioned for Linux, that was a breeze with a 1 gig network card.
Okay, Brian, we understand that DPDK is important. Why is it particularly important right at this minute?
So as I mentioned previously, we need to process many millions of packets per second for these 10 gig line cards. So that's we kind of have our toe in the water in terms of really increasing the throughput of networks. With 40 gig and 100 gig network cards coming out in the near future, it becomes more and more important.
Okay, then down to the nitty gritty. How do you go about building apps with DPDK?
So luckily, the DPDK open source library, they have some very useful applications, example applications that are included. Usually I would take an application that does a similar sort of thing. They have one for just layer 3 forwarding. Get a packet in the door, look up in some sort of prefix match table and send it out another interface. So that one provides a very good starting point for any application that's doing similar sort of work.
Sure, okay.
So essentially take the example and then customize it to your needs.
Does DPDK provide functionality like firewalling and IP security and that sort of thing?
So there are a few libraries that they include. There's one recent one, access control lists. So that's not quite a firewall, but it is part of what people use firewalls for. But in the built-in libraries, there are no like here's your firewall module or here's your IPsec module. So those are typically applications that are either provided by a third-party commercial company or or your group.
Right.
Yeah.
A final question to you is, how does DPDK play into NFV then? We've heard an awful lot in the past couple of years about network function virtualization. Is it part and parcel of the deal, or is it nice to have?
So for DPDK makes sense for high throughput applications. So if we're dealing with very large packet sizes, it may not be exactly what you want given the amount of customization you may have to do. But let's say we need to add a MPLS header on top of our packets as they are flowing out of our, let's say, our Zen parent. We can do that in DPDK a lot more efficiently than what I've seen that's capable in other libraries.
Okay, great stuff. Brian Benson, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.